Welcome. This is becoming a kind of regular thing where we release a little talkie during the week, but I'm stood here with a Triumph Stag because always forget. We just put out the first video on the Triumph Stag, and as we kind of thought, we've had great response to it because the Triumph Stag's a popular thing. We had a really great comment from the guy that carried out the work on this, a guy called Noel. And first and foremost, huge kudos to Noel for sticking his head above the parapet and saying, "Oi, I did that." Massive respect for that, really appreciate that, because it gives something that we've talked about before, context. If you read the comment, unfortunately, he's not said when he did it, which would have been good to know, but our customer was led to believe this was painted about 4 years ago. And Noel's come straight out and said, I don't want to be called a cowboy, so I'll turn that off next time. So apologies, Noel, I wasn't saying you are a cowboy, as I did actually reply in the comment, is it could have been a variety of things, one of which was cowboy workers. But Noel has put in there that I did what the customer asked me to do. He wanted a quick tidy up for not a lot of money. So again, he's been incredibly candid here, Noel, saying it's £2,500 in 5 days start to finish. Which, wow. 5 days start to finish, you did a cracking job, Noel. Because despite what's happened, the finish on the paint is great, it's straight, black shows everything. You worked bloody hard for 5 days in £2.5 grand. However, this is no way a dig at Noel in any way, shape or form. It does highlight something that we go on about quite a lot, and we've covered in various videos, including painting my truck, how much things cost, so on and so forth. And also the trader shooting themselves in the foot a little bit. And this is a prime example why we do not do this kind of work. I don't really know the best way of wording this, but we dictate the type of work we do rather than the customer. And I don't want that to sound in any way elitist or big-headed or anything like that. But if a customer came to us and said it's got loads of issues with it, but I just want a quick tidy up, lash it up with filler, don't spend a lot of time or money on it, we're not going to do that. We do turn away quite a few jobs because it's not what we're prepared to do, because this can come back like this and bite you pretty hard on the butt. We've not gone into the process that Noel used, but looking at it, it's no wonder it's done this, because it was all done in 5 days. Now, whether this primer, there's a little bit left, whether that primer is a polyester or a high build primer or whatever, it needs time to do its own thing. Now, to do all the prep work, prime it, high build it, polyester it, filler it, colour it, and everything in 5 days, the material's not had a chance to breathe or do anything. We use polyester here. You know what we use, and we believe in the process 100%. But once the car goes into polyester, we would leave it 3 or 4 days after it's been baked to shrink and do it. We just forget about it. So it can do any shrinking and moving it's going to do before you then trap it with more product. So to do it, I feel like a broken record, to do the job well, there are no shortcuts. You can't rush through it. And this is what's going to happen. You know, this serves as a great example as to what doing it on the cheap, doing it quickly, rushing the process is going to cause. So when we have a customer come in and say, look, I don't want to spend a lot of money, can you just? We'd say respectfully, no. There's plenty of places out there that will, we won't, because of this risk. Now, as I said at the beginning, this is no way having a dig at Noel. In fact, I've got huge respect for Noel for coming out and saying, I did this, but this is why it's done that. But this is why we don't do that. You run the risk, because this is a likely reaction further down the line, you run the risk of the next body shop coming along and saying, cool, who bloody hell did this. You know, it's reputation, which is why, as I say, we won't let the customer dictate what we are going to do. The customer's control of what we're going to do once they're our customer. So we get a little bit picky to make sure we get good customers. Try to make sure we get good customers, and we do. We do have a great bunch of customers, but we will guide you and explain to you what we are going to do. So coming back again to one of the talkies about the Mini and £5 they've clearly overcharged me. Well, they've not. They've priced you up to do the job a certain way, but you're not prepared for that. You want the job done the cheap way. And we won't do that because this is what happens. So I think I've covered all the points I was trying to make, hopefully. But yeah, I mean, customers, do your research, listen to people with advice, get the job done properly. Paint shops, body shops, don't shoot yourself in the foot with this race to the bottom. Again, this isn't aimed at you, Noel. A general, you know, don't sell yourselves short. Noel's done a crack. He knows what he's doing. The finish and the shape and everything was great. But by shortcutting that process because the customer didn't want to spend any money, totally undone all the good work. So body shops, don't shoot yourselves in the foot. Stand by your ability and do the job right. If the customer doesn't want to pay for it, let them go. There'll be another customer along that will be prepared to pay for it. So, yeah, I think that's it. Anyway, back to some cars next weekend.